If you're anything like me, and that's a big if and a little me, you are suffering from what's unpopularly known as Trumpcosis right now, which is a disease, something that should be a delusional belief that Donald Trump, from The Apprentice, is going to be president of the United States of America. Obviously, for such an unlikely thing to happen, it would take an absolutely perfect shitstorm in the political sense. So perfect, the Weather Channel should name it Shitstorm Donald. The odds on this happening, well, you know odds. This is why you're not going to win the lottery, ever. Not even a lousy pick 3. No Publishers Clearinghouse for you, Charlie, even if Ed McMahon were still around to deliver it. The odds are not your friend. And speaking of Donald Trump, as we fall into the great Trumpression, I want you to take care of yourself, because going to hell in the handbasket can be a rough ride. And just make a suggestion. You might do as I do. Give up, yes, but only every other day. Then it's manageable. You can get a lot done in 3 days a week, more than in 7 if you're motivated by the image of a devil in a blue blazer with gold buttons, men's 48 long. Plenty of time to gather your courage, and even the courage of the guy next to you in the next cubicle, if he's not using it, to do the job that has to be done. Work towards a day when a cure is found for Trumpcosis, and we make America America again. Which would be great. Or get serious about that little kibbutz on Mars, my little Marsnik. Well, what do you know? Okay, let's start and end at the same time.
Live from Madison, Wisconsin's High Noon Saloon, cold beer, hot music, nothing wrong with that. It's Michael Feldman's What Do You Know? Brought to you by Boruchim's Oriental Rugs of Madison. Once you go Bijar, you never go back. Persian, BIJAR.com. Tell Albert Michael sent ya. And by the Wisconsin Greenhouse Company. Sales, installations, lighting, and repairs. Check them out at wisconsingreenhousecompany.com. Yes, he's Mort on Bob's Burgers, but comic Andy Kindler is also plying the country with his hit show Live, if you call this living. To my right is John Tulane, keyboards and offhand remarks. By his side, that stand-up guy on stand-up bass, Jeff Hammond. Straight ahead, so to speak, Lyle Anderson, caroliner and phone answerer. And myself, most definitely, Stephanie Lee. And now, the man who's been whistling a happy tune non-stop, Michael Feldman.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Well, and one other thing you can do in this whole the Trump situation and how to live with it, and not that you can. How about all the news that isn't Trump? And here it is. Try to keep them out as much as possible. There's almost no news. Is the only problem. It doesn't have his name in it. Let's see how close we can get. After the Hamilton-Mike Pence dust-up, the surviving original cast of Hair offered the vice president a command performance, but he declined, saying he gets enough geriatric full-frontal nudity at home. That was a long way around to nothing. Surgeons have been called in to help extricate Hillary Clinton from the fetal position. It's been nearly a month now, curled around her BlackBerry. It's beginning to worry people. Bill Clinton is said to remain despondent at failing to break through the glass ceiling of First Lady. The star Kepler 111451123 found to be the roundest thing in the cosmos besides Donald Trump's mouth. There, I mentioned him. Just used as a comparative, though. We can let it go. I mean, his mouth is scary. It's so round. You only see a mouth like that on an inflatable doll, actually. I hear, they tell me, I don't know. I don't know why it would be. Never mind. Molecules on your cell phone can reveal your diet, health, places you've been, and hygiene products you've used, but shed no light on who you're expecting to hear from enough to check it every 45 seconds. Let me just pause it. People who check their phone, is there someone in particular you're expecting to hear from, or is it just a nervous tick? Tick, 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 tick. There's the career going. Okay, good. Okay. That's what I thought. Dogs can not only remember things like humans do, but they hold grudges. Is this a joke or what? I've read this, I think. Oh, every time you trick them into a muzzle, bath, fleet treatment, toothbrushing, or anal gland cleansing, they will remember that. So when you need a helper dog, keep that in mind, because they're not going to help.
I think I'd remember that too.
I'm sorry? The anal gland thing? Yeah, I know. Sexist men are more likely to have mental health issues, or is it men with mental health issues are more likely to be sexist? Or here's another one for you. A bad outlook can hurt the heart, and a bad heart can hurt the outlook. Okay. I have another one, but you're not going to get it. The Green Bay Packers win the mannequin challenge during the game. Fill in name of opponent. Ellen DeGeneres' Presidential Freedom Medal is taken away after she dances up to receive it. I bet she did. Plastic surgeons can guess your age just by looking, which is why so many plastic surgeons wind up working as carnies at state fairs. See, this is all the news there is, aside from you-know-who. Okay. Dementia rates dropped 24% in the general population, with so many of the afflicted taking cabinet positions. A class action suit against Chorizo for making zealots think they had to eat 4 300-calorie gut-buster burritos to reach their recommended 1,200-calorie daily intake when it takes just 1. Once again, long way around to nothing. 2/3 of Americans think the Trump presidency, oblique reference, means change is coming. 1/3 think Jesus is coming. Okay. Thank you. And I mean you in specific. Billions of dollars of Black Friday and Cyber Monday money drained from personal spending has the unintended consequence of returning Christmas to a spiritual holiday. You can use that in your sermon, by the way. When you're doing your next real estate sermon, I want you to use it. All right, the best man who didn't like the bride leaves the wedding, gets really drunk, crashes a golf cart on the interstate, comes back to the reception covered in blood would be a great story if it didn't happen so often around here. I'm telling you, I'm scraping the barrel on this because it's all about, this is just what's left. Packs of Wayne Newton's peacocks terrorize Las Vegas. Could be fake news. Thought you were entitled to weigh it. Speaking of which, it now appears Hillary Clinton was not operating a white slavery ring through a pizzeria in Washington, D.C. Go figure. I was convinced from the reporting that it was true. Yes, yes. Again, this is why we implore you to get all your fake news from all the news that isn't. Thank you so much. And that's the best I could do on short notice. And yes, Andy Kindler. Hello, Andy Kindler. How are you?
I'm here.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm good, but how are you? I'm worried about you because you're fighting the battles in the lonely trenches of Twitter and this whole election madness, and I know it takes a lot out of you.
I am severely depressed, but I'm covering it up with an upbeat vocal pattern.
And you do that very well.
Yes, I couldn't be happier. I certainly hope Trump doesn't stumble into the wrong button. Otherwise, I'm fit as a fiddle.
Fit as a fiddle. And I know, okay, well, that's good. Let's not go there then. We don't have to do that. You're on tour right now. This is live, if you call this living. Is that correct?
That's right. I'm doing a show tonight
Yeah.
at Union Hall
Yeah.
just for Trump supporters. Not really. No, that'd be terrible, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Do they laugh?
In Union Hall, actually, they say, I looked it up because I was curious about it. They say it's a library with bocce ball courts.
Yes, there's a bocce ball court above the room I'm playing in, and you can hear the bocce ball, which sometimes I always prefer over crickets.
Does that interrupt your patter at all? Your
Nothing interrupts my pattern.
yeah.
I don't need a quiet room. I don't need people listening to me. I even encourage people to Google nearest comedy club during my show.
And you're one of 10 things to do in New York. I saw that. That's very good.
I know that, and that always will get me 10 more attendees.
Yeah. And the place in Union Hall was listed on one of 5 best places in New York to curl up with a book and a bocce ball.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
I thought I was at Carnegie Hall. It's some kind of a mix-up.
It was supposed to be. You should really talk with your agent.
Practice.
Yeah. Practice. Okay,
Practice.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
That's a classic punchline. I expected the studio audience to be doubled over.
They are, but for different reasons. They've been drinking
Yeah.
since about 10 this morning. This is Madison, Wisconsin. There's a football game. And we're just here passing time or telling time. Now, is there a theme to this live, if you call this living?
Well, I thought what would happen would be that I, at this point, would be saying goodbye to all my Trump material. They would be no longer useful. And I was very concerned with what I would come up with once he lost.
Yeah.
But now I can still do my Trump material. That's the upside.
That's the upside, yeah.
Yeah. So I will be doing a lot of Trump material. And I just want to say I was the first person to compare Trump to Hitler. And
Yeah.
I compare everybody to Hitler.
Yeah.
And I said that Trump was just like Hitler, except at least Hitler was a veteran.
It's a good one.
And true. And
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
I'm a Hitler expert, unfortunately.
Yes, I know. I get that, too. And so is it mostly Trump material, or are you talking about life today as we know it?
I do talk about life. I mean, I don't do Seinfeldian, what's the deal with toothpaste type material. Why do they call it toothpaste? You don't glue it to your teeth. Well, maybe there's a good reason why you don't do
Yeah.
that kind of material.
Did you
No,
do
I don't
that?
talk
Did you
about
do
my
that?
life.
Did you do that in front of Seinfeld? That
No,
routine?
Seinfeld, I think Seinfeld got angry at me because last year, and I'm not someone who toots my own horn.
No.
Except continuously, but there was an article about me in the New York Times, and I was angry at Seinfeld because he was he was like saying he can't play colleges anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Because the kids don't get, the kids are so PC. Meanwhile, he wasn't playing colleges
No.
to begin with.
Yeah.
So he's angry at me, and but when you make fun of Seinfeld, you don't have to worry like about his fan. You know what's going to happen? Are his fans with puffy shirts going to hunt me down?
Yeah. Yeah. Are you friends though off stage?
With Seinfeld?
Yes.
No. I mean, I was a huge fan of the show
Yeah.
Seinfeld.
Yeah.
But no, he has not called me. I think he literally lives in an ivory tower.
Literally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in New York too, and I'm in New York now. I'm in Queens right now in the house where I grew up in, and I'm in my mom's bedroom, and it's very, and my mom's an antique dealer. So in the old days when I used to come to New York and I would do gigs, I'd have to say, hold on a second, my quill pen ran out of ink. Let me change it. That joke used to work in
Yeah.
the 80s.
No, that killed him as late as 82, I would say.
Yeah.
But so did you do the Thanksgiving dinner with the family back home?
Yeah, we did it at my brother's house,
Ah.
and I don't remember anything. Everything was good. There were no. I think Thanksgiving is always good if there are no incidents.
Yeah.
That's how we look at it.
Exactly. And there were
I
none.
don't know why I hit the last. Why am I hitting the last word in every sentence hard as if they're punchlines?
I don't know. Something to do, reflex.
Rhythm. I've got
Yeah.
it. That's me.
Yeah, rhythm.
The rhythm. I have the rhythm.
Timing is,
Something.
whatever. And so anyhow, But you know, and
Timing is-
we talked a little bit because I know you took all this stuff to heart, and why do you actually bother arguing with these idiots on Twitter? Most people don't. You know, you just block them or whatever, and because you're not going to change a mind there.
Yeah. Well, I think the reason why I do it is because I haven't matured intellectually, emotionally. In fact, last night, somebody who I hadn't blocked, 'cause my new thing is, well, not my new thing, but muting is always fun because they don't know what's going on with the muting.
You mute them.
Yeah, you mute.
Yeah.
But last night, a third person insulted me. Like a friend of a troll insulted me, and I looked back at the troll's page, who I think I had maybe a 7 or 8 day interaction with. I remember not eating, canceling all my events, and I looked back and I realized, yes, maybe was not productive to argue with what possibly it could be a software program, it could be a robot I'm arguing with, who knows. So I would say I should not engage with these people, although sometimes I do enjoy a quick insult and get out.
So, and okay, so, but we all expected it would turn out differently and so forth. So, but comedy in the Trump era, is that more of a challenge, or it's a gift in some ways, but it takes a lot away for the gift?
No, I mean it is a gift. I mean, definitely. I mean, it is absolutely. I loved Barack Obama, so I did not do any jokes about him because I thought he was great. So yes, there will be a lot to talk about, but there will always be this fear while I'm doing it because I just I'm not comfortable. I can't seem to put him out of my mind either.
Right, all
the
of us.
other problem.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
First thing that I wake up in the middle of the night all the time, and usually it's about me, but now it's about him. That makes it even worse, you know.
Oh, so maybe actually that could be better because normally I blame myself for everything.
Yeah.
Now I can blame him.
Yeah.
And
but it will be
I don't
true,
know.
so it's not so good. You know, I mean, it's
not good.
not good.
You know, but the material I have, I'm very happy with. For example, I say that he is going to put everybody in Trump-centration camps.
Oh, Johnson.
Yes, and I will get the Jews to pay for the camps.
Okay, that's going to be a crowd pleaser. You know.
It is a crowd pleaser.
Especially in New York.
I relate everything back to the Holocaust, Michael.
Yeah, I know. I tend to do that too. It's the Jewish
And in fact, every
burden.
weekend, like you,
Yes.
I've watched every Hitler documentary over and over.
Right.
I've watched them
A&E.
so many times that sometimes I yell at Hitler.
Yeah.
Why are you invading Russia?
Yeah.
You did that last week.
Yeah.
It's a mistake.
Yeah, I know. And Poland was such a no-brainer. You know, you don't have to invade Poland. You walk through, and you know.
Right, and I think Poland was asking to be invaded.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't speak for Poland.
I don't know anything. You know, once I scratched the surface of my knowledge of both geography and history, there's not a lot there.
Yeah.
I'm not an expert in anything, and not even comedy.
No.
Do I know that much about?
You know what I like when you do comedy, though? You stop and analyze what you just said, and you're very you do a critique of a routine while you're doing it. I think that's a very good quality in a comedian.
I really do enjoy that. I do the joke. I explain where I came up with the joke. I yell at the audience if they don't like the joke. And I actually have a joke about it. I said before I was in comedy, I was in the deconstruction field. I never built anything. I just commented while other people built it. Drywall looks more like wet wall. And that joke also never worked.
Yeah. Well, it's you know, it doesn't. I think for one reason that's probably anyhow. But who's number one on your annoying or non-comedian comics now? Is Bill Maher still pretty close to the top?
Well, Bill Maher still bothers me because of the bigotry. I don't enjoy the anti-Muslim bigotry, and also his delivery has never changed. I mean, it's for the last 40 years. He still does a joke that goes, "But I kid the president." Or he'll say, he'll introduce somebody. We have someone from the Lawrence Livermore Nuclear Laboratory. My old job. So he does.
Oh, that kind of thing.
Very hacky things.
Yeah.
And I don't like I don't like anti-Muslim bigotry. I'm not a fan of bigotry on any level.
No.
So I don't really quite know why people. I don't know if they still like him or I don't know. I don't like him anymore. And Ricky Gervais bothers me.
Yeah, I can tell.
He continues to bother me, and he continues to do the same joke. Well, it's not even a joke.
Yeah.
He says, well, I was at Thanksgiving dinner, and they said, let's thank God. And I said, which God? That's his idea of humor.
Oh.
He hates people who believe in God.
Yeah.
Is his shtick.
Uh-huh. But he likes dogs, I guess. He's a big dog lover.
There's two sides to him. He advocates on behalf of animals, and he ridicules people for their spiritual beliefs.
Ah. Well, that's humor, though, isn't it? In a nutshell, when you think about it. I don't know. But maybe it's just his style.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I did like the original Office, so
You did?
there is that.
Yeah. That was very good. I didn't get half the jokes.
Also, on my mom's cable system, I noticed that Jay Leno's show is prominently displayed. So I always find him annoying, and now he's right there. He has a car show on CNBC.
You know, it's actually good. I found it very interesting. He owns all these things. He owns, like, Stanley steamers and fire engines and, you know.
Right. He has a car that runs on the energy of all the people's dreams that he's crushed.
Yeah, like that car. It's a great-looking car.
Hey, this car runs on rice and soup.
Yeah. Or maybe I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought. But now Jimmy Fallon is my new low, at least as far as a talk show kind of entertainer host.
So great. Michael Feldman, so great. I love that guy. Michael Feldman, so great. You know, I don't know if I've done for you my impression of him interviewing Stalin. Stalin, so great, big fan. I heard you killed 30 million people. That's crazy. You want to play charades? Don't you think him rubbing Donald Trump on the head, it's over for him, right? As a serious comedian? Well, not serious comedian.
Yeah.
Don't you think that was a moment that he won't be able to live down? Of course, he's in a mansion right now, and I'm in my mom's bedroom.
I know. And I didn't really care for his Hillary thing where he dressed up in surgical garb after she had
Is that true?
Yeah. Hillary was on the show then. He was wearing like a face mask and a cap and a surgical thing after she had her bout with, what did she have?
Oh, God. That is weak.
Flu.
He tries too hard sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I try hard, too. Don't get me wrong.
Too hard to too little effect. You know, that's the crime there. All right.
I throw
Okay.
my back out often.
Yeah. What else? Did you do your thing in Montreal this year? The state of the art, state of the industry?
Yes, I did. And it did go over well. So I can't remember what I said now, but I made fun. I always seem to make fun of. Oh, you know who I did make fun of now is now that Garrison Keillor is off the air.
Mm-hmm.
How will I know if the scan button works on my radio on Saturday afternoon?
Very good.
Right?
Of course, he's venerated, but that's very
We can't go there. You don't want to go there, but I will go there.
Yeah, you will go there. That's good. Yeah. And with no news from Lake Wobegon is really hitting a lot of people hard.
Well, you know what, Michael? You know what who else is going to do parodies of noir? There's so much noir going on. Somebody has to parody it.
That's right. That's very good. Noir, it's even hard to say noir. And there's not a lot of it, you're right, except on his show, and it is a parody. So that's a point that's well taken, well made.
Then there's another show that bugs me.
Yeah.
I liked it at the beginning. It's the show, there's so many storytelling shows, and there's a show called The Moth which at first I loved, but now the audience is so pumped up. It's like 2 minutes into the story. It's like, why don't you and your story get a room?
Why don't you and your story get a room is something I wouldn't
Get
think
a
to say. Yeah, no, that's good.
There's no market for my NPR material. But
No, no. You know, people don't take it well, I've noticed.
no, they don't. They're very serious.
Yeah, especially Garrison jokes. You got to be very careful.
No. Oh, I better not be in the wrong room. And now, who else is going to do Rex Harrison style singing? Now,
You're right, it is Rex Harrison style. I hadn't thought of that even.
oh, every Saturday I turn the radio and oh, Mr. Chicken got spinning in the bucket, in the chicken, in the jalopy, in the boop, boop, the big bang, boop. Maybe that's not a good impression, but that's how it sounded to me.
Yeah. I can hear it. I didn't hear it there, but I can hear that. Now that,
You didn't hear it there,
Yeah.
but you could hear it
Yeah.
where I was going with it.
yes, no, I can hear it the way you envisioned it, or whatever you do with hearing as far as vision goes. If you know what I'm saying.
You mean are you referring to synesthesia?
No, what does that even mean? Are you there?
Synesthesia is the ability to smell what you're seeing.
Oh yeah, smell what you're seeing.
It's not always smell either.
Does this lead somewhere? Because I'm sort of hung up on it. I can imagine.
Well, Lee, I think, as in every topic I bring up, I don't really understand what I'm saying,
Yes.
so I don't convey it properly.
Okay. Do you ever feel like you're too intelligent for your audiences?
Yes, I do. And I tell them all the time, you people are not bright enough for me. So I often, 10 minutes into the show.
Yeah. Do you ever see them twice? I mean, do they come back from that? Or do they try to
No.
get smarter in the interim? Or no?
That's my promise. Never a repeat customer. That's how
Yeah.
I have. Yes, I'm everything is a new crowd to me.
Yeah. I've
like
tried.
awakening.
I've tried to learn not to resent it over the years. It's probably my fault, not my audience's, when there's no laughter and stuff. But I do. It sort of gets you just a little bit sometimes. You think I'm making an effort here. You could fake it, you know.
I blame the. I am in the school of comedy. I don't know if there is a school of comedy,
Yeah.
but if there is, I blame the crowd. The crowd is always wrong. The customer is always wrong. If I operated a retail store, I would tell the customer, you could not return this. You improperly used it. There's nothing wrong with these cookies. Now get the hell out.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. Let me ask you, I probably asked this before because I always say everything over again to anyone I talk to, but if you hadn't turned out to be a brilliant comedian who can work the road on either side of the continent, what would you be doing for a living? I mean, was there a passion that you have that it just didn't play out, that you would have been?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Well, I was a singer, songwriter, guitarist, and I moved out to L.A. in 1978, and I was one of only 45 million singer, songwriter, guitarists at the time, and I failed. I wrote songs, nobody liked them, and I used to say the only way I could have been, and I was scared too, frightened. The only way I could have been discovered is if a record company guy happened to be walking by my apartment
Yeah.
and said, "Oh, what is that sound of that frightened young man in there?" And that's what I would have done. Music, singer. I played violin as a young kid. That I didn't enjoy, but I would like to be a musician. So if there's any openings,
with the harmonica brace and so forth, that's sort of like a folk approach, or?
No, I love Dylan. Dylan was my hero.
Yeah.
I patterned myself after Dylan and Paul Simon, but I did not do the harmonica part. Just the guitar, rhythm guitar.
Yeah.
I could play a little lead guitar.
Yeah.
And I like my singing voice. Others disagreed.
Yeah. What were some of your song titles, for example?
Well, let me tell you the word. Here's an actual song I wrote when I was 16 that unfortunately I can't get out of my mind.
Okay.
And I can actually sing it for you since it's my song.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the song. It was about a girl named Karen. And here's the song. Karen, don't waste your time on me. Karen, can't you see? You want someone who will help you belong. You want someone who will help you be strong. But Karen, that person isn't me.
I like it. I think its time has come.
It wasn't even supposed to be a funny song.
No.
Song.
People are laughing for recognition of that, of having
That's
that
right,
feeling.
because they loved the emotion. Sometimes people laugh instead of crying.
Or they don't know which. They don't know which to
They
do.
don't know which.
Yeah, that's like my mother. Don't know how to dress and don't know whether to laugh or cry. There are two sayings.
That's the truth. But you know what, though? I'll always have music to fall back on.
Yes, you
if
will.
the comedy goes down.
And I think you'll fall hard, as a matter of fact.
Exactly. The other thing I love doing, which I did do, and I'm not joking about that.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm joking, people can't tell. I loved waiting tables and bartending, which I did.
You did?
And I would do it again. Yeah, I loved it. I loved that job.
Yeah, what did you love about it?
It's the same thing as stand-up comedy.
Yeah, because you got an audience there, if you're bartending especially, right?
And I would always, they made this rule, don't eat the food, and I broke the rule, and they would always find me in the walk-in refrigerator dipping shrimp into a barrel of sauce.
And that was it for the waiting and bartending?
I just loved, I did it. I just loved it. I did tray service. So I was able to hold one of those big trays.
Yeah.
And so my alignment is off. One side of my back is hot. The ladies love one side of me.
Yeah.
One side of my back.
Is it true what they say about bartenders, that they get, they do really well?
Yeah. Well, not in my case, but
No.
it is true. It's the movie Cocktail, and it's Tom Cruise, yes. But in my case, I think I was annoying to most of the ladies.
Oh, drove them away.
Yeah. I wore a vest. Who needs it? I was actually a bartender. This is true.
Yes.
I was a bartender at Denny's. In Carson, California.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that when you went out to California to make your name,
Yes.
and you ended up being
Yes.
a bartending at a Denny's in Carson?
And that wasn't an easy job to get.
No.
I actually went to American Bartender School, which I don't know if still exists. But I went to American Bartender School and learned how to make a golden Cadillac.
Oh,
And then within weeks, I was at a Denny's.
wow. What's in a golden Cadillac?
It's Galliano, maybe. And I don't know, but it's like some kind of liqueur ice situation. And then you strain it. You strain it into a glass.
It's Jewish, did you say along the way? I thought I heard Jewish in there.
Yes, it's no. It's like Galliano, which I think is like a licoricey type of
Yeah,
liqueur.
isn't it?
And then, but I don't
Yeah.
remember anything else.
Yeah.
Galliano is the ketchup of the bartending world.
Galliano is the ketchup of the bartending world. The bartender just...
See, that's a joke that would have killed at my bar.
Give yourself $5 out of the till for that joke. Yeah. No, but your brother has been very successful. He's on Wall Street or something, isn't he? Is he still on
My
Wall Street?
brother was a lawyer.
Yeah.
He was a partner at Cravath, Swaine and Moore.
Yeah.
And then he became an investment banker with Morgan Stanley.
I heard of them.
And so we have a yin-yang situation going on.
But that was never going to be for you. Never the financial titan type.
No, I actually at one point did want to be a lawyer for about 10 minutes. And one time when I came out to L.A., my girlfriend at the time had got some kind of dispute about her unemployment benefits, and I represented her in a small trial, and I did very well. And I thought maybe that would be fun, because I would have liked to have been a trial attorney type of thing.
But it never materialized. And
Well, no, because it requires work. It requires a certain intellectual ability.
Yeah. And
That's not for me.
the lure of being a singer-songwriter in Carson was too great.
So, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When I could see the limelight in front of me.
Yeah. Are you the first in your family to break out of that sort of traditional go-for-it occupation thing and go out on your own like that?
Well, my dad was a plumbing contractor. He was the funniest person I've ever met, and he was hilarious. So my family, and actually, if I have any lesson to teach people, and I don't,
Okay.
is that a lot of times people don't realize what comes naturally to them. So I thought everybody in the world was funny. Like Jonathan Winters once said, most people don't have a sense of humor. They think they do, but they don't.
Right.
And I have found that actually many people do have a sense of humor, but I took it for granted that everyone in my family was funny, so I never thought about it as a living. I was addicted to the music thing, but I got my sense of humor from my dad, and my whole family's actually, I think, very funny.
Yeah. So did you want to become a plumber, a funny plumber then, or did you?
That was the worst. And thank God that my dad did not want me to go into the business with him.
He didn't.
But I did do it during the summers.
Yeah.
And it was awful.
Yeah.
Absolutely awful. I think I did jobs like, is it safe to rip out asbestos boilers? Is that good to rip them out?
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, and then the asbestos is flying around.
Yeah.
That's the only part of plumbing that I became familiar with.
Ah, so your dad gave you those jobs.
Yeah, and cleaning out the back stairs, and and I hated it. There's a thing where you put two pipes together, and then you put like a string on them, and it's just awful.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah, not for you. Not for you.
No.
Well, we've learned a lot about you, Andy Kindler.
This was very revealing.
It is. There's a depth to you and a width that we haven't really seen before. Oh, yeah. And that is kind of upsetting as well.
To hyperventilate, Michael.
Yeah. Well, I wish you luck. You're going to have 2 shows tonight, Union Hall, and that'll be great. And is this part of a national tour? Where do you go from there?
Yes, it's a national tour. It ends tomorrow when I go back to L.A.
Yeah. And where?
No, just here for the holidays.
Yeah.
And I've done this gig every year, so it's been great.
That's
I tend to not do long tours.
No.
But I, go out here and there.
As far as I can tell, you work in only 3 places: L.A., New York at Union Hall, and Montreal. Is that pretty much it?
Well, it's bigger than that, but not much. Bigger than that.
Well, I wish you nothing but the best, and have a break a leg tonight, I guess is what I should say. And best to you, and nice to talk to you again.
It was great talking to you, Michael. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the bunker if things get rough.
All right, I'll be there. Andy
Thanks,
Kindler, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a great weekend.
How about that?
Wow.
He could have been a very successful plumber,
He could have been,
and
yeah.
threw it all away.
Jeez.
The 10 bar in
I
Carson.
think he should have stayed at Denny's.
Denny's, yeah.
could have
I'd like
probably-
to hear more of those songs, actually. I think.
Yeah, he could have probably, well, if he would have stayed at Denny's, he probably could have been at Applebee's by now. Would have
Well,
stuck
you've
with
done
it.
that. I mean, in the music, you're out there on a limb, right? You guys trying to make a living at music
Yeah,
or
no,
comedy or anything
it's
else.
hard, yeah.
And so you end up waiting tables or bartending, right?
Yeah, I never did, but yeah.
No. Hey,
Oh, I
Chris-
did. I worked in a kitchen. I didn't wait tables. But.
No, okay. Jeff, you did, right?
I delivered newspapers.
Delivered newspapers? Is this worth my getting up there? No, okay. Why don't you take us home here, or out or somewhere?
There's a little Charlie Parker tune called Scrapple from the Apple.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
The What Do You Know podcast is produced, hosted, and no one else to blamed by Michael Feldman, made possible by Kickstarter and the best audience a guy ever had, and depends in large measure on John Tulene, Jeff Hammond, Tom Blaine, Aubrey Ralph, Lyle Anderson, Dylan Brogan, Sheila Shigley, and yours, most definitely, Stephanie Lee. Watch us grind our sausage live on YouTube at youtube.com/user/whad'yatube. Call in to play the quiz at 608-250-3222. Mine a motherload of Whad'ya Know nuggets at whad'yaknow.net. Follow Michael on Twitter at myfeldman and slice the finished salami on iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play. And email us at whad'yaknow2@gmail.com.
Thank you, Stephanie. I want to remind folks, those of you who can come here in Madison, December 3rd, Robbie Fulks, one of the greatest country singers, songwriters ever, is going to be with us here on December the 3rd here at What Do You Know at the High Noon. And on the 17th, their office party. Potluck. Bring a dish. 2 pass. We'll have Michael Phillips from the Chicago Tribune there doing a little talk with us as well. And we got polka. So Meisner and the boys will be there. Steve Meisner and the band will be there. So that's December 17th. Keep it and put it on your calendar. Thank you all for coming. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Thanks for downloading it. iTunes. Get it. Thanks, Stephanie. Thank you all for coming.